The crew worldwide, from Cali to Twitter, real hardcore fans, boxing ass niggas, consistency cops, police the views, we'll pull up receipts for any debate you choose. Shout outs to Clan Archie for the dope production. Ring Gang stay with the best discussions. Ring Gang Radio.
I believe this is the final slate of fights. Before I touch on the PBC on Fox card, I will touch on two other fights that are not on their own card. The first one is going to be airing on Showtime, which is also odd too, considering that one of the fighters is a Hearn fighter. Dillian Whyte versus Derek Chisora. LB, your thoughts?
First fight was good, and I think this one's gonna be good too.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, Chisora already has a fight of the year against Carlos. You know, that shit was old school heavyweight fight. That shit was my favorite heavyweight fight of the year so far. And
it's about top 5 in like the best fights of the year. So
yeah, for sure. And then
this could top that. The first fight was damn good. So yeah, I feel like Chisora might be a little more worn now though, but who knows?
But yeah, with Whyte though, you never know, because I mean, Whyte this year had a hell of a fight with Joseph Parker. It wasn't, you know, like I said, it was pretty dramatic too at that. You know, like both fighters hit the canvas and then Parker nearly knocking Whyte completely out in the final round. So yeah, like I mean, I expect nothing but fireworks in this one too. It's a shame though. I guess it doesn't really matter to me. I have Showtime have the zone, but it's just weird that Dillian Whyte, who is a Hearn fighter, is fighting on Showtime. I mean, unless there was a bid involved or simply that money had to be got rid of because of budget reasons, and they're like, okay, let me get these two niggas on the low and have this shit air on my TV, on our TV. So. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that fight. And then we also have a title fight, Carl Frampton versus Josh Warrington for Josh Warrington's IBF featherweight title. The fight that he won from Lee Selby. And that fight was
pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good, especially for cats that are some light hitters. That shit was bloody as fuck too. Yeah, that fight was dope.
And that's why boxing either the unexpected. Because sometimes a violent fight break out and you're like, damn, like, I think this would have happened. Okay.
Yeah, definitely didn't expect any of that shit to happen in that fight. Like, I mean, I watched it because it was just happening, but it was legit one of the more entertaining fights of this year, which ended, of course, with Warrington taking Selby's IBF belt. And I believe this is his first title defense, and Warrington's been talking some cash shit. You know, some big shit about this fight, talking about Frampton is not all that or anything like that. I'm like, oh, usually most of Frampton has his limitations, but usually that's not the thing you actually hear when you deal with Carl Frampton. Especially a nigga that has only 6 KOs. So, I mean, hopefully
like
that
Frampton is slept on in a sense. Like, he's like one of the more skilled, entertaining fighters. Where, you know, he just doesn't try to outbox you. Like, he'll outfight you. You know, he counters, he can drop you. He got power, you know, speed. He got good technique, defense, movement.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's his fight. But, you know, Warrington, you know, he might be one of those guys that goes to another level once he get a title. You know, because he realized it with Selby that in that fight, you know, that he could compete at the world level and win. So I think that's gonna be another great fight. Like, damn, like I'm really looking forward to that because I like Frampton's fights.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Frampton, but like I said, but the cash shit that Josh Warrington was talking sucked me in. So that's what
Frampton gives you entertaining fights for the most part, though. Like, but for someone who's as skilled as he is, because a lot of times people with his skill set, and okay, I won't say a lot of times, but sometimes, you know, guys with his skill set, they could get on their little spoiler routine.
Right.
And I don't think, and Frampton doesn't do that. And, you know, I try to give credit for that because, you know, put on a good fight. Shit.
Exactly. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that. And then so we have the the first card of the PBC rollout. So yeah, before though we get into that one, let's talk about how someone was quote unquote booted off this card for failing a PED test.
Testosterone booster.
Yes, testosterone. Not even a real test. Not even a real PD. A fucking testosterone booster. He fucked up his money for. William Monroe is almost to the point where you might want to start calling him "can't get right," because there's just so many things he's done in his career that have negated a lot of his positives. I'm talking about a lot. Yeah, it's just like Monroe when you're gonna pop a test and fail it, over a test booster, my nigga. You sir are a goddamn fool. Straight up and down, you're a goddamn fool for that. And hopefully that suspension you'll get to sit there and think about what you did as the rest of that shit as that shit cycles out of your system. And it was disappointing, and it was very disappointing. Even though I don't like really watching them fight all that much, it was disappointing that he actually went out like that. So we'll get to the main event. So Jamal Charlo will be facing none other than Matt Korobov. That fight. The choice of fight surprised me. Luckily, Korobov was already going to be on the card. He was going to be fighting one of those dark matches, the prelims, on the card anyways. So, most of us, the last time you actually seen him actually fight was a fight against Andy Lee, which he was winning, but unfortunately got KO'd by one right hook. And ever since then, he's been pretty much incognito. So, it'll be the question.
He had a fight with Brian Vera after that, too.
Yeah, I don't think I saw that fight. It might have been one.
That was a good fight though. Like he was, he was dropping Vera a couple times in that fight. It was good give and go. Like, Brian Vera gives you good fights and good effort. Most of the time out. So.
Yeah, obviously though, because Brian Vera has seen better days for damn sure.
But this was a while ago. Like after that fight, because I remember, I think. The fight was on Telemundo or Boxio, one of those channels, and you had to stay up real late to see that shit.
Yeah. Yep.
And after that, I didn't really hear or see nothing else about Korobov. That was like some years ago.
Yeah. Definitely was.
He got his shot.
And then he's looking.
But hold on. Oh, okay, hold on. So what do you think about his chances in this fight with Charlo?
I don't think it's a mismatch. I do think that Korobov could probably trouble Charlo just a little bit. Now, do I think it will go distance? No. But do I think it will take some time for it? Yes. I don't think Charlo's gonna get him out of there quickly. If he does, then shame on me for being wrong. But I see Charlo get him out of there like between 6 and 9.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Like I said, Korobov, like I said, his big thing is, he took the zero of Jose Uzcategui, who's now the current IBF super middleweight champion. That's pretty much his.
That's somebody else Zerto could fight.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. So, yeah, like I said, Zerto's just talking out of his ass about this competition. There's plenty of competition. You just don't want to fight them.
You got to fight either him or Callum Smith, one of them, bro. But yeah, sorry. It's just when you said his name, I was like,
Yeah, no, I understand
that. Definitely has a strong boxing pedigree. Like I agree with you, but I think Charlo gets him out of there late, like middle to late rounds, just like you said, bro. I think it'll be a good fight up until then, though.
Yeah. And then meanwhile, we have his twin, Jamel Charlo, who's going to be defending his WBC 154 belt against Tony Harrison. I've met Tony Harrison before. I met him in LA, and dude was mad cool and everything like that. Could take a joke and everything. You know, he was a good guy. With that being said, though, I just don't see what Tony Harrison could actually do to Jamel Charlo. If he doesn't catch him early, or get enough points in the bank early, because as everyone knows that his stamina is not the greatest. It's actually downright awful. And this was a thing too in his last fight against Ishe Smith too, which he won a split decision. You know, it was one of those fights. So it's just like, what do you think, LB? I mean, do you think it's actually going to be a competitive fight, or do you obviously do you foresee, like I foresee, that he'll get tired and then Charlo will wipe him out?
But this is the thing. Usually when Harrison gets tired, he's already been boxing and winning the damn fight. I don't see him. I don't think his durability is up there to really outbox Charlo over the course of some rounds like he's done with other fighters. Like with Hurd and who it was it Willie Nelson? I can't remember, but
yeah, Willie Nelson's the one. Willie Nelson's the one that actually knocked him out.
Right. But wasn't he beating Willie Nelson?
Yeah, he was.
Okay then. Yeah. So yeah. So it's like, damn, like he has the ability to do that, but I think somehow Charlo will just clip him. Like,
yeah,
he's the guy who's looking to knock you out in his boxing.
Yeah, definitely.
And Harrison, his shit. I think his overall durability is what hurt him.
Right, because like I said, I mean, even in that fight against Hurd, he was winning that fight until he got tired. He was actually doing work against Hurd, but he got tired and Hurd wiped him out quick. So it's just like, yeah. I mean, the fight itself. I mean, I do think it could fight someone better. And the one thing that I also am tired of hearing too is like, oh, this is a showcase. The Charlos don't need fucking showcases. They've been on TV enough time. They've had a lot of their fights air. This is not a showcase for anything. This should be a fight. It should be a fight where they're facing a top contender. I don't look at Tony Harrison as being a top contender for a title right now, especially after coming off a split decision against Ishe Smith.
A patented Ishe Smith. This isn't prime Ishe Smith that was, putting hands on Danny Jacobs.
Right, exactly. No, this was a 39-year-old, 40-year-old, whatever he is. He's around the age guy, and he had a competitive fight with. So most likely, like I said, I'm pretty sure that's how it's gonna play out.
Yeah, it's like I needed him to see like that's the thing. PBC, y'all gotta do a better job of matching these guys and getting the breakthrough fighters for these title shots. Like I agree. Charlo shouldn't be defending against a guy like Tony Harrison right now. Like Tony Harrison, I think a good fight with him would have been like a J-Rock type of fight.
Exactly. But yeah, it's just like, and I mean that might actually be Fox's thing. We'll get them in. They're competitive enough where they can look good against it, but they're also competitive enough where they can actually try to score a KO on it or try to score KO if needed. So I definitely think there's probably some. There's a method behind the madness, so to speak.
Yeah, because you want a good show. You want a solid show. I feel like a good show is seeing a a decent distance fight that has, you know, good ebb and flow, good action, good pace, and then you see like a nice highlight KO, then maybe another distance fight or early KO. But yeah, you want to be entertained. So I feel where they coming from, but you know, I just want to see everybody get their shot. You know what I mean? People who more deserving or who haven't had a chance on primetime TV, you know.
Right, exactly.
You know, sort of just stop recycling the same guys, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even mind if you know, I know how they try to recycle Trout, but Trout's another guy Harrison could have fought. That we could have seen like you know, we know Trout, you know, a little, you know, he ain't prime level right now, but Trout still can box, and he made Charlo look bad in his last fight. Like, if it wasn't that
Trout
fight's close.
Yeah. I mean, Trout made both Charlos look bad in the fight. They were competitive, but they were competitive, too competitive.
Yeah, like I thought he lost to both, but I felt like if with Mel, the knockdowns were the only real difference in that fight. Like that fight, like Trout was winning some rounds and really outboxing Charlo, whereas when he fought, you know, Jamal, the bigger one, like I thought he took like 5 hard rounds clear. Like he was really giving him work, but I think he just got overpowered.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, I mean, shit, Charlos, those some big power punching motherfuckers, man. Let's just be real, and you got to have a certain amount of durability to withstand that. And I think Harrison ain't the one right now, but you know, all the credit in the world if he pulls it off. Shit, that'd be what's up.
Yeah,
that'd be
definitely
the the year right there to me.
Yeah, that's for damn sure. And then also opening the card would be Dominic Brazil. He'll be facing Carlos Negron. I mean, Brazil, for the most part, we all know, like he's I'm pretty sure he's probably a Fox favorite because of the wars he's had on their network.
Right.
You know, basically snatching victory from the jaws of defeat, which he's done on a couple of occasions. He's facing a guy.
He's entertaining.
Yeah, exactly. Even though he doesn't come into shape like he's supposed to. And I think we also mentioned too, like the guy he's facing. He's also 6'6". He has an 83-inch reach. He's still, I mean, he's physically he's formidable enough. Of course, he also has one loss, and we talked about too that he lost to I can never pronounce this motherfucker's first name. Epifanio Mendoza, you know, who himself is a blown up heavyweight whose prime was at light heavyweight, and he KO'd him. So that pretty much, I think that tells me where where Carlos Negron's level is. But he may actually make shit hot for Brazil for a couple of rounds or so. I'm also not.
We think Brazil could get outboxed, but you know his power be coming through, and he has some boxing ability when he moves his hands and everything. But
yeah, I mean right now it's only.
Be better.
Yeah, right. I mean right now it's only Femi, the heavyweight god, that's actually that was able to comprehensively beat him down. You know, with no.
I thought Brazil would have did a little better in that fight.
Yeah. So did I.
Yeah, because it's like now, it's like it don't even seem like the niggas don't even bring up that win for Joshua. Like, you notice that? Like that was a good win for Anthony Joshua, like a solid win. You know, because he beating a in prime heavyweight contender, you know, who's a big guy, who's power punching.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm definitely used to that.
and Brazil just didn't, you know, show up, like, you know. But he's showing up for every other fight, so you know that's what makes his fights interesting.
Yeah, and
with AJ.
And for sure, I don't know what's gonna happen too when Brazil and Dude probably start bleeding. And Fox has this thing about showing blood on the network, so it's gonna be interesting how that's gonna work going forward in the future.
Man, they got to get over that shit.
Yeah, they have to realize it's boxing. You know, you can't. It's not. They're not there pulling punches. When they punch, they're really punching to hurt their opponents. And sometimes blood gets spilt. That's the name of the game.
It's par for the course.
Yeah. So the PBC Fox card. I mean, like I said, it definitely blew up a little bit with the removal of Willie Monroe Jr. From the card. So
yeah, because I feel like you could really get an even set of good, some good fights. I feel like you get like every fight could end in a KO that night, but I feel like there's varying
exactly
competitiveness.
Yeah, and that's what this card has. There's a good level of competitiveness on this card. No bullshitting whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I mean, those are the upcoming slate of fights for this weekend. It's hard to believe that the end of the year is just right around the corner. It's nuts. Time flies. Time keeps on slipping. Yeah, it's it's going fast, man. But it's been a hell of a year. Been a hell of a year so far for boxing. That is for damn sure. LB, do you have any final thoughts?
It's been a hell of a year for boxing, ring gang, everything.
Yeah, man. It's like
good boxing next. I just want some good boxing this weekend, folks. Hopefully, no one gets hurt, even though we know it's a hurt business. But,
right.
Crazy shit. You know what I mean? But if someone do get hurt, we hope for a swift recovery, and that's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well said though. Definitely well said. So I think although I believe we do have one more podcast before the year is out, for sure. I mean, obviously, because we're going to be Christmas is around the corner. If you celebrate it, have a very, very happy / Merry Christmas. If you don't, well, pray for our pagan souls, so to speak.
Get your Kwanzaa on, whatever else you getting on.
Yeah, exactly.
Hanukkah, whatever. I don't know what else out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's been a hell of a year. Engaging our listeners and sharing our particular thoughts on things and whatnot. It's been all enjoyable, real, and that's real talk. That is the end of our show. Like I said, next week we will, most likely we will talk. We will talk about the aftermath of that, whether or not if it really, really rocked the boat for the boxing world. We both of us say no, but like I said, boxing is the theater of the unexpected. You just do not know.
Unless it's a Vegas fight or a big fight, and you want to preserve the superstar's undefeated record and his markability for future fights, then you might get a draw.
Yeah.
I gotta put that disclaimer out there because there's been 3 draws this year. That's too fucking much.
Yeah.
But my bad, bro.
Yeah. No. You did it. That's real talk, man. So you had to say that shit. No, that's definitely what it is. I said my final thoughts. So like next week, we'll hit you back with the aftermath as well as some other topics. So for myself, Patscorpio, new representative, for Shutterworth da Gawd, LB, GOAT artist. Have a very, very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah for our fellow Jewish listeners. Enjoy your families, enjoy food and everything like that.
Holidays all over, everywhere.
Exactly.
like a boxing worldwide.
Exactly.
See, we talk about every fight, you know what I mean, or most of them in they worldwide fights.
Yeah, definitely. You know, that's what it's all about in boxing, man. The more these motherfuckers fight, though, the better the sport. The better sport can actually thrive. You know.
Yep.
So, yep. Myself, LB. So until next week. Peace.